I'm Savion Clay, a Goetic who summons devils and angels. I want revenge on my wicked father, Warwick Clay, who's holed up in a demon-filled fortress beneath the red sun. My shadow memento is a portable weather station. I've modified it to be my cage when I use my forte to cage adversaries. It's waiting for my father.
I'm the Cicatrix. Yes, that's the Cicatrix, and only Atrix to my closest pals. I've been to the pale and beyond, both in body and through astral projection. I'm restoring the Order of Honed Thought to glory, and determined to recruit my weaver friend Seru. He's a hard sell, but my argument is sharpened like a fine steel blade.
I'm Incalia Singale, eater of knowledge, meddler of minds. I don't want to kill you, but I'm happy to rearrange your brain furniture if I deem it necessary. I make objects, like my mask, the haunt of the wood, to help me do that. So if you see me wearing horns, you know someone, maybe even you, is in trouble.
I am Seru, a stoic weaver who splinters into fragments. I craft art and magical implements out of glass and weave together the magic of blood and fire. Even my body is like glass. It shatters and reforms when I'm struck. I am gathering materials to create a perfect magical glass sword.
Previously on The Raven Wants What You Have. A caged Warwick Clay in hand, the Vizsla returned to Fartown, which has plans of its own. The Vizsla used their magic to consult the noosphere to determine whether Warwick Clay is truly possessed by the demon Teraka. Unsure, they roll the dice and uncage Warwick and free him of the demon's influence, only to find Teraka has jumped to possess Savion's neighbor. The Vizsla battle fiercely with the demon, and Savion finally cages the powerful Teraka. Warwick and Savion Clay meet as father and son for the first time in years. Alright, so a little bit of time passes after you have freed Warwick of the possessing demon, done some exorcism. You can spend some time with your dad and kind of begin to sort of rebuild that relationship or build it for the first time, really. But you also get a chance to go over and turn over the demon Teraka to the Order of Goetics, and they'll imprison it for you in some fashion.
That's safer.
Yeah, they have a number of means. So you go to the headquarters there in Fartown and take care of that. At the same time, you can go and negotiate your deal with the Heyndassa. Their headquarters also in Satyrine, and trade with them, offer them the Vigor Shard. And they agree that they will go and get your friend's daughter Ganla, but they say it's going to take some time. It always does with Shadow. All right. So we'll pick it up again, and a little while later, and you've once again all gathered just for a nice casual lunch at bar.
Is your dad here? Do you bring your dad?
Not today.
Still resting up.
I'm trying to get him kind of rehabilitated, get him a job maybe, It's been a month or so, right? So
yeah, I mean he is a Vizsla, so he can cast spells and go see if he can. He's very interested in reestablishing his links to the Order of Goetic.
Okay.
And so perhaps that's probably where he is today. In fact, when you turn over Teraka to them, he goes with you.
And he knows a lot about that demon, right? So
he does know a lot about that demon, right? And meets up with some old friends that he hasn't seen there for years and years, and he's welcomed back with open arms.
Mm.
Do you like him? Do you like your dad?
I'd like to think I do. There's just this still little bit of a...
Sure.
But time heals all wounds, right? So.
Most.
All right. So you're all having an interesting and pleasant sort of conversation there, and Seru, something catches your eye as you're sort of sipping your coffee after the meal is over. There, down the street, is a man that you recognize, having seen once before. He's kind of a frumpy, disheveled-looking guy with a suit that's far too big for him, and he's got these sort of elaborate big pockets where there are ravens peeking out, and he's just sort of shuffling along.
He's a spell seller, right?
He was before. He doesn't have that sign at the moment.
I bought a spell from him.
Can I make eye contact with him? I'll wave and try to get his attention.
All right. So he's kind of lost inside this far too big suit, and he just kind of looks over at you.
Seru, no. Seru, stop. But it's too late.
Calm down.
And there's a couple of other patrons of the place who are also enjoying a nice lunch and everything, and they see you motioning over to this guy who looks like he probably hasn't bathed in quite some time in this silly old rumpled dirty suit, and they seem kind of surprised that you're calling him over there. And then he motions like this to you.
All right, well, you can all wait here.
No, I'm going to go.
Oh, okay.
I was only thinking ravens. Wait.
I'll go to him
Okay.
with Savion.
Okay. The two of you approach. You say,
Follow.
Yeah, I mean, if
Curious.
we're paid up, I don't want
Okay.
the bar people
leave
to come
some money-
after us.
Leave some money on the
These
table.
people are all very discourteous. I mean, they're just snubbing their noses at him. Jerks.
All right.
Are we snooty people?
I just like
We
him for
are,
personal reasons.
but the people around us were turning up their noses.
So I draw the devil card.
Oh, God.
And the devil is the nemesis of secrets. So that's -1.
That is so appropriate. I am mad.
So it's -2 for your family of the secrets, and -1 to everyone else's actions. And you approach this guy who's just kind of standing there. Kind of has a vacant look on his face. He doesn't seem to be, too particularly interested in any of you. But he sees you coming over, and what do you do? Do you say anything?
I remember you from a couple of months ago. You had a book of spells?
Oh, yeah. Sold all that. Good stuff. I'll probably get more later. If you need spells, come find me. I probably could find some more. Would you like some spells?
Well, we're always interested in magic. Who are you?
Good.
Let's pull out our raven.
My name's Riley. Good old Riley. Riley and my ravens.
Yeah.
Are these ravens familiar to you? And we pull out our raven things and put them together.
Okay.
Amulets.
And the 4-part amulet joins together, and the ravens all form their single scene, and it remains that way. And suddenly, Riley kind of rises up to a full 7 feet in height. His suit kind of expanding with him. And he takes the long coat that is where the ravens are actually nesting in these sort of pockets throughout the coat, and he opens up his coat wide, and he is just a doorway.
What?
Whoa.
And there is a long corridor there in his open coat.
I guess this is a key after all.
Oh my goodness.
Is like his face still there and it's just like from the neck down?
But he's just staring forward.
Like if we asked him a question, Riley.
He does not respond.
I have to know.
I do too. Oh my gosh, yes.
There's a few. This has caught the attention of a few people.
Where do we have the? We still have the amulet or the slate, right? He didn't take it, or it
No,
didn't
that's
disappear.
right.
You're still holding it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Is it like
We
a
have to
house
go
corridor?
here.
Pardon?
Is it a house corridor? Or
You see, it's got a marble floor and stone walls, and it's lit with some flickering candles set in little alcoves.
Okay. I can't say no to this.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Okay,
We.
so you go inside, and there's a long. The corridor is quite long, stretching out, and you see at the end of it, it opens up into what seems like the out of doors, but you're quite positive that you're no longer in Saturnine.
Wow.
In fact, you seem to be in midair, and below you, maybe 20, 30 feet below you, there's the surface of a perfectly still pool, and mist rolls and rolls over this pool. And rising up out of the pool is this woman, and she stands probably 12, 13 feet tall. She's wearing this beautiful, long, golden gown, and she's not at all wet, even though she's just risen up out of this pool. But where her face should be, there is just a blank, like a hole. And surrounding her face, as though orbiting, like planets orbiting a sun, are all these different masks.
Wow.
And she says, "At last, we meet face to faces."
I am in awe.
And she says, "I am the queen of nothing."
Thank you for your help.
She says, "Thank you for your help."
What help did we provide?
You uncovered a cache of the legacy, which was always my goal.
What?
I wished for it to be found, and you found it. I wish for more to be found.
We wouldn't mind finding more.
Perhaps then I will call upon you at another time. It is unfortunate, of course, that you did not come to me before you actually traveled to the Red. I could have provided you with some assistance and advice, but you are capable people, and you succeeded there on your own without any of my direct help, which is very impressive.
If I may be so bold, can I ask why you are so interested in having the legacy caches found?
The more of the legacy that is recovered, the more the actuality will be prepared for the darkness ahead. We must be ready. The dark encroaches upon the light.
In shadow, too.
The shadow too, yeah.
Yes, everywhere.
Interesting. How did you choose us?
I knew that I knew what you sought, and I thought that if you could accomplish the task of actually reaching the girl from the other shore, then you would be capable enough to reach the legacy. For that was no easy task.
Indeed.
Well, thank you for your help in recovering my father and his true nature. Without your help, he would still be lost to a demon.
That is something, a pleasant but inadvertent benefit to your actions. It really is your own accomplishment, not mine.
She's right.
What is Riley's role in this?
Riley is a thought form that operates in Saturnine at my behest.
That makes sense.
Will you contact us in the same manner you contacted us before?
That seems unlikely.
We'll keep an eye out then.
I'm sure you have other ways that are just as efficient, or more so.
As I preside here over nothing, I find I have the ability to reach into the actuality and change small events, manipulate things, and watch and see what happens.
Where are we right now?
You are nowhere.
I thought that might be the case.
So we see a pool. What else? Is there anything else?
It's just
there?
kind of extends out. You get the feeling like the area around you is a large expanse, but once you look past, it's mostly just mist. Mm. You don't really see anything beyond this pool.
Is there anything else you need from us right now?
No. Is there anything that you need from me right now?
Not that I can think of at this exact moment. That would not seem petty and...
I know.
Not already rage coolers? Yeah, I had the same feeling.
I think we've all found what we sought. We'll look for your message next.
If it comes, it will be because I have need of particularly capable and intelligent people.
I like her.
But I have more agents in the actuality than just you. Perhaps you will meet some of the others one day.
With the choices you have made, I certainly hope so. They're sure to be interesting people.
It's nice to meet you. I did not know you existed out here. What is your role in relation to the legacy?
As I explained, I wish as much of the legacy to be uncovered as possible.
I've heard of the Queen of Nothing before? Or is this...
No.
Okay. Let's go.
Nobody's going to believe this.
I know. I'm just so in awe right now of I don't know. I want to learn other things.
Is there
I appreciate that you have come to visit me upon the success of all of your endeavors, and I wish you great luck in future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you once again for all your help.
I awkwardly curtsy, but I don't really have a dress, and I just start backpedaling out.
Can we go
I know. I'm so.
You
I'm so
can return
overwhelmed.
to Saturnine the same way that you came here.
Okay.
You likely will not encounter Riley again.
Oh, I liked him a little bit.
I warmed up to him by the end.
I'm glad I didn't eat his book now. I was tempted. Okay.
Thank you and farewell.
She nods and then sinks back down into the water.
And when we leave, do we walk out through Riley again?
Mm-hmm.
Do we? Oh.
Yes, you emerge back through Riley. There's a few people on the street just kind of looking at this kind of man doorway, but it doesn't seem as though very much time has passed. Maybe no time practically has passed since you went in, because things don't look very different, even though you've been gone for 15, 20 minutes or
I think
something.
we have time skips in our neighborhood anyway, so it's not that strange. Do we see ourselves walking in?
No.
That was a queen. The Queen of Nothing.
I don't know what
my gosh.
nothing is. Is that a half realm or is it? I mean,
nothing.
By definition, it might not be anything. This is so beyond me right now. I just
She was
make
amazing.
stuff.
You know what's not beyond me anymore? Maybe. This might be the boldness talking. Or the mimosas. But, if she doesn't have a goal for us right now, I was reflecting on when we saw the girl from the other shore. That goddess there, practically forgotten, undying, or ever dying. Do you think there's anything we could do about that someday?
To help.
I felt bad leaving. I'd like to know more about her someday.
Jill
The card is Unknowable Truth,
Of course it is.
enhancing indigo magic and the Secrets family.
Ooh, that's me. Gosh, these decks are so sarcastic.
Unknowable truth.
I think perhaps that might be the next thing you need to figure out, since you finished your final piece of the actuality.
Yeah, the Order of the Honed Thought is getting a lot of press these days, I see you've really focused in on your own efforts these days.
You should take me there sometime. We'll see what it's like.
I think we could really help you as you've been focusing in on this blade. That's a perfect situation to be joining us. I hand you my card, which I've tried to hand you before, but there's a phrase on the other side of it that you've maybe never seen.
We are not our thoughts. They are tools. They are weapons. They are a means to an end. Focus your thoughts and you focus your actions. Hone your thoughts like a fine steel blade.
Nice.
Wow.
Am I ever wrong?
I kind of can't believe this is happening.
Fine steel blade, that's perfect for your sword. Wow.
I'm a little choked up
I saw-
right now.
Well, not even his sword, but his soul.
His soul.
True.
Right.
Do you have more rings? Because of the demon you captured? Do you get a ring for that?
I intend to make some more.
Excellent.
Some more. Every name I learn, I want to make a ring for demons and angels. So at this point, I probably know
you've got
2 or
3.
3 demon rings. So yeah.
Yeah.
You're well on your path.
And you know somebody who knows 2 more.
I know I'm going to have to actually, wine and dine.
Really?
My rival in order to get those names out of her. But,
Let's see how well you do with that.
It is one of my goals. It's my character arc. Minor one.
Wine and dine as a character.
What's next for Encalia?
I think that so right now I'm sort of one of the things I'm thinking about is this girl who's now a teenager, this daughter, like a young teenager, is I hadn't thought about the fact that she's coming here.
Yeah.
And so does that mean that suddenly I have a charge, a ward? Like, is my life going to change drastically in a way that I did not think about, and in repaying this debt to my friend? And so that's one of the things I am thinking about is that a thing I am interested in embracing? Do I want to possibly figure out what's happening with the house next door and make that a space for her? So I feel like what's next is potentially like a big life change in that direction. And maybe the character arc of raising a child. I think there's a character arc along those lines, even though she's older.
Yeah.
That could still apply.
I'm also really, I feel like I'm ready to, I've made some really cool things, and so I'm really ready to go next, to think about making something very great to give to a higher order maker, so that I can consider pursuing going higher in the order of the makers.
Awesome.
So those are the kind of 2 things I'm thinking about next.
What about the Cicatrix?
Oh goodness. I think if I've successfully convinced my friend Seru here to join me, and I think I've successfully at least gotten the word out that the Order of Heyndassa has a lot going for it. So I think what I'm for that part of my life, I want to think about what our next big focused goal and discovery might be, and I'm really curious about that tower and all the mysteries we saw up there. I think, and there's a small part of me that is really worried that I keep hearing about the encroaching darkness. I got a spell that has clearly already messed up our lives in one way that caused me to reverse time. So calling the black cube, one of its aspects is the dark. And so I'm nervous that I've sort of I've been playing around with magic that is what's coming. So I think there are a number of areas she's really interested in that I'll probably go to libraries and try to find more out about. But for now, I think just bringing in new minds to think about a new topic is sort of where I'm at.
What about Savion?
Well, I guess 2 things. One is I feel like I got a lot of help from everyone here, so I'm going to be kind of open to, helping friends in pursuing some big goal of their own.
Oh, maybe like an aid a friend arc.
Great point.
For someone else's arc.
But just personally, I want to reconnect with my father. I want to, kind of develop that relationship. I want to increase my relationship with the Order of the Goetic, which, has both positive and negative influences, but seems, to be the way to stay on top of this incursion of demons and stuff, and stay in connection with the legacy with the angels, right? It just seems like the right order at the right time to increase my knowledge of and increase my mastery of. Because my father's there as well.
Yeah.
And where's Seru going from here?
Well, now that Seru has a much better understanding of what their mantra is, he's very intrigued by this, and he knows that. I mean, he's not done making his sword yet, and he only has kind of like the key piece, and the idea of weaving together, all these different elements is very much a Weaver thing, and unifying thought and action is kind of the same sort of principle, and it's what he's trying to apply to his study of mastery of swords. And so I think I want to talk to some of the people in the order and see if any of them back in the day did a lot of sword work and train with them, and perhaps another element to incorporate into the shard, into the sword, is a shard of something from the blue. So we have violence, but also intellect, just to kind of bring the two sides of that together. So maybe we'll have to travel to the blue and do some exploration and research.
I am very interested in the blue.
All right. Well, so as far as character arcs go, you've basically successfully completed the climactic step of yours. So that's a joy for Inkalia. The only thing left is the resolution step, and that will be when Ganla actually arrives here in the actuality, and you have to decide whether
You're on your own,
you have
kid.
whether you have the nurturing nature to take her in and help her establish herself in the actuality. You're still just continuing on, but your growth arc, because you have 2 arcs now. And remind us again what the focus of your growth arc is.
Is to become a skilled swordsman.
Right. And so you've been training. You trained in development mode and already got an acumen for that. So that's really cool. You have dealt with the resolution of your character arc. I think that was still up in the air. So that's another acumen for Savion, right? And you have completed. Did you complete? I can't remember.
This is the resolution.
This is the resolution. Okay, so that's an acumen for you as well. And so the two of you for sure, and really Kalia as well, you're going to want to get some new character arcs for your characters as you move forward. That's kind of why I was asking about what's in the future for you. And everyone gets a joy for your encounter with the Queen of Nothing. Specifically because you actually accomplished what she had set you on the path to do, and so it was a joyous encounter with her, and not otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh, I never even thought about what she must be like when she's angry. I'm so glad we... Wow. Or disappointed.
If you all weren't there, I probably would have thought I dreamed that. That was just so strange.
We weren't there.
All right, so that's great. Lots of things wrapped up. Lots of things moving forward in the future. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monty. That's awesome.